So hi, Ileri.
Hello.
What does impact mean to you, and what is your impact?
Impact is what you'd be remembered for after you're
Okay.
gone, and it doesn't stop till the day you die. Like working towards or working on the impact you're leaving is not going to the work is not going to end till you die. So yeah. And my impact really would be that I have been able to produce and make music that people have connected to, that has taken them through bad days, good days, you know. Yeah, that's what I would consider my impact to be.
Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of my podcast. On this episode, we have Ileri. Ileri joins to a brief intro.
My name is Abayomi Ileri, or also known as Big Fish. I'm a record producer. I do soundtracking and I also write songs for people.
People.
Artists that you know, or artists that you know.
Okay, so I think I'd like to know what initially drew you into music production. What you did today.
Really, it was the love. It was the love for it. Growing up, my mom used to play a lot of old school music, good soul music and gospel and whatnot. So I just figured that over time, I used to like pick all these syncopations and like all the instruments. I could identify them when I was little. So, it kind of built up from there because my dad was a pastor. And after church, you get to play and do all that. Fast forward, university. My friend told me about this software and that was used for making beats and all that. And I know then I used to listen to a lot of David Guetta and all that. So I just wanted to try, and I started it, and I guess this is how far it has brought me, I guess. So yeah, that's a brief story of how I got into music.
So would you say you did anything different? Because obviously a lot of people at that time used to want to go into music, rap, sing, produce. Yeah.
Well, I really don't know if I did anything different. I mean, there's no blueprints to success or to making a name for yourself. It's just consistency and, grace somehow. But I think I networked a lot. That was my strong suit. Like, I network a lot. I go to events, I meet people. I text people online. I just know how to send the right DM, that gets responses. So I think that's kind of what helped me. And then from there, when you kind of become a household name, people or your works can speak for you. So, yeah.
Nice. So obviously you mentioned that you've worked with some artists that we know. To mention a few, right? Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Adekunle Gold. So is there any particular, collaboration that was memorable? And, can you tell us about it?
That was memorable. I think it was the Wizkid one. Because usually it takes a period of time. So you can make a song and it will sit in your hard drive for like a year, 2 years, 3 years before it comes out, right? But the Wizkid song kind of came out in like a matter of months, and I knew he was working on a project then, but like, I didn't think it would make it.
Yeah.
So it was literally like a last minute thing, myself and my good friend P Prime, we put that up together, and yeah, it was really something. That was really something. Kind of like, yeah.
I really want to know, how was the studio session with Wizkid?
Okay, so I was not in the session. Wiz was in London, Prime was in London, and we're working on different stuff. We're just talking, and then I played something for him, and Prime was like, "Oh, I really like this. I think, because apparently Wiz has like a sound. It has to like sound kind of expensive to a point. So he was like, yeah, it feels like that.
Expensive, yeah.
I sent it to him, he did his thing. was recorded. I didn't even hear the song till it was mixed and they were like kind of ready to drop. I'm like, oh, cool.
That's my sound.
Yeah. Right. So it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling.
So obviously you've won like a couple awards, right? So how would you say those awards have impacted your career?
It kind of just gives you validation that you're being seen and the work that you're doing, is not going unnoticed. Every time I'm working, it's literally on my table, the plaques on my table. So I just see it and remember that, I'm going somewhere, and this is just to show, it's a testament to where I'm at right now. So yeah.
So obviously your recent production, Omo To Sexy, is everywhere on TikTok, obviously. So what was the inspiration behind that track?
I won't lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to Ghana.
Okay.
And I spoke on some Spotify event. I was one of the panelists, and I go back to Nigeria. When I got to Nigeria, I got home. I figured that I forgot my key at my friend's place somewhere else. So I had to wait in my house for 30 minutes for an Uber to bring it. So much was, it was just, the air was just thick and hot. And I'm I kind of have an idea, My manager was like, oh, I should come to some session later. So I'm like, let me make some beats. And kind of how I felt in that moment was what I put into it. And it's just funny because the beat is so experimental. It doesn't sound like anything that's out there right now. So I really don't know what I was doing when I made it, right? So, anyways, some months later, I go into the session with Blonde. I sent her, I was trying to run through some beats and it got to that one. I played by mistake and she was like, no, I want that one. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like anything. She was like, no, I want it. Let me just try it. And I'm like, okay. So I gave it to her. She did her thing. She recorded it and sent it to me some weeks later. Or was it some days later? And I'm like, okay, it sounds like something. And then she put it on TikTok. It started doing numbers, And, she's just pushing. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy for me too. I'm happy for her.
No, that's crazy. How do you feel when I open TikTok, that's the first sound I hear. Literally.
Do you know it's so bad that
I even have to do a TikTok on it.
Yeah, when I open some people's Instagram stories, the sound is not even on. I know what it is. I know that is the song that's there. So it's crazy. It's a really good feeling, It's a really awesome feeling.
Nice.
Yeah.
So obviously you've been involved in some talent development.
Yeah.
Apex Village and
I worked with, so my strong suit is finding potential talent. So I've run into different people on my journey. I've run into Azanti. I started working with him when he was 15 or 16. Back then it was lockdown. We're making music online. Virtually, Also, I ran into King Maddie. This was before she put out I think just about the time she did the initial song, See Finish. We worked then. She was, I think, 16 as well. So I know when I see a superstar, so it's kind of up to me to bring out that, and that's what people do when they kind of employ me to work with their signed artist or yet to be released. There's a whole process, teaching them how to record themselves, how to write songs, how to act in front of camera, how to speak, what to do, what not to do, what to do in a session, what not to do in a session. There's just so many things you have to learn, and it's kind of my niche, and yeah, that's what I do. I'm happy doing it. I love doing it.
Is there something in particular that you see in people and you're like, okay, this person is, or it's just a feeling?
So, often it is your demeanor, you know, how people react when you walk in the room. You know, talent is not enough. You can have all the talent, but like, it doesn't make you a star because you don't act like it. But like, the people that walk in a room and can like control the energy in the room, you know that whatever this person has to sing or say, people will pay attention and people will listen to it. That's what defines a superstar, you know. So I see the potential in people when I see them, you know. I can just tell. It's just a me thing. So I guess that's
Nice. That's interesting because, like, so are you, you know, I think that's what Don Jazzy does, right? It kind of identifies.
Yeah, he knows how to identify. He's brilliant at it.
Yeah. So is that something that you want? That's something that you want to actually.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually,
I would like to have a label, for like really exceptional and like artists that make music in like different genres from what is mainstream here in Nigeria. So we're looking at pop, folk music. I'd love to do that, because the thing is, there are people that make pop music and all that abroad, and they have like billions of streams. If they have billions of streams, that means there's a market for that somewhere. And like, we also need to take Nigerians that do that to that market. So that's what I'd love to do, you know, in years to come.
So what would you say you're most excited about in the music industry?
Is there a lot?
Is it not exciting?
Is there a lot to be excited about? Really, I don't like to lie to myself, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of garbage out right now, but there's gold. They are really brilliant artists. They are really, really, really brilliant. I wouldn't want to mention names, so it's not like I'm choosing this person over this person, because I have artists that I work with and they're like, oh, you see, I'm not special too. So I'm not doing that. But yeah, they are really brilliant artists, and I'm excited for what we have to offer the world, you know, in this our next generation of superstars. You know, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, nice. So I actually wanted to ask this question earlier.
Yeah.
But do you have like a particular experience that you see you never forget, like, you know?
That I'll never forget.
But either the one that you never forget or what you think about and makes you just, you know, happy and feel quite assured.
I think it would be an encounter.
Okay.
When I made a song with Tiwa Savage and Simi, you know, and we kind of got to hang out. We went to the club, all that. I'm not a club person like that. Like, I mean, I'm getting into it a little.
Yeah, I see.
But like, it was like, oh, this is what your work can do for you.
Yeah.
You know, that's just all I was thinking about. Oh, and then also meeting King Madi. She's a really special friend, artist, client to me, you know. So it's just really wonderful to see like how she's growing and how her career is growing, and you know, all that. And it's like, oh, I was there from the beginning. Like, I knew how she would record, I would correct her, you know, and then like over time she just got used to those things, and it's really amazing to see too. It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah. So who is your favorite Afrobeat artist? If he's not going to cause trouble.
If he's not going to, oh no, it is Rema.
Okay.
Because he has a song for almost every mood. Like, he writes, I like his songwriting. He's like, oh, this is how I'm feeling today, and boom, I'm going to make a song about it. And it's not just any song, it's from like a brilliant point of view. You know, it could be about heartbreak, but like, it could be about, oh, I know I'm the blame, you know, rather than writing just a normal heartbreak song. He's a brilliant artist. So yeah, Rema. But there are also other brilliant artists and songwriters out there. Kudos to you guys. But, yeah.
Diplomatic, huh? Yeah. Nice. So apart from music, what do you like to do?
Apart from music, I am an audio producer, so I do like soundtracking for movies. Also, I work on post-production for everything media, really. Ads, commercials, TV commercials, all that. Then also I have other interests. I love art. I mean, I love art. I appreciate art. And I love perfume as well. So that's another interest.
If you were to describe your journey in 3 words or more, how would you describe
3 words.
it? Yeah.
Dominoes. Everything that has happened has just, it's just like things are affecting each other and like they're falling right. Sometimes it might fall wrong. Most of the time it's right. You know how they play dominoes, and so it's like that. Every person I run into, just makes something happen that like changes the direction of my life. So it's like I'm just grateful to be meeting everybody I meet, to be knowing what people I know, to be doing the exact things I'll be doing, because somehow it has just been always right. Somehow. I might do something and expect a result, but like, when I get it, I just figure out that, not every process is the same, to get something. Not every waiting time is the same. So, yes. That.
Yes. Is there any particular I'd say failure in quotes, because failure might be failure now, but yeah. Is there anything that you're actually grateful for that you'd say kind of pushed you to where you are
yes.
today?
Oh yes. Oh okay. Yes.
Seems like that was a good question.
That's a wonderful. In fact, take handshake. I have cold mouth for you. I'm joking. But I will mention names. I met this guy in 2019 because I came to Lagos in 2019. I moved from Abuja. I came here when I was really younger. I met this guy. He was trying to sign me. I was working with him as a producer. One day he heard me sing and he was like, he wants to sign me as an artist. I'm like, I don't think I want to be an artist. Because that is a whole nother game. That is another life, That's another existence. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't want to be an artist, I'd rather be a producer. Anyways, some of his associates come to, let's say associates or associates. Anyone. So, yeah, they came to Nigeria and they were doing some work. I was the engine behind it. I was in another room working. He would come, pick up data and go there to play for them, and then he left, he went out and they came to where I was and they were like, you're the main, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so, yeah. And they were like, no, it's cool, We played some stuff, they loved other ideas I had that he was not pitching to them,
Other ideas that you had told him about as well?
Yeah, to tell them, but he didn't tell them. They loved them, so it was like, where has this been all this while? That happened. He came back. They were like, this guy's brilliant, all that. We were just laughing and all that. I went to the kitchen downstairs. He just stormed in after me and was yelling curse words and everything. He was like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're talking to my dad. And I'm like, he said that I'm trying to steal his contacts. And I'm like, why would I do that? You're trying to sign me. You're trying to change my life. What more could I
gain from that? Yeah.
So yeah, he kind of, threw me out of his house that night. Thank God I had a home. I wasn't living with him. I was just working there. He wanted me to live with him, but like I was like, I have my own place. I'm good, So kicked me out. So I didn't have my shoes on. I called his housekeeper to help me get my shoes upstairs, and that was kind of it. I go home, I shed good tears because it was like, how did something I was holding on to that would change my life just, go wrong?
That's such like a freak accident, literally.
Yeah. I'm like, how could it have just gone wrong? I just kept questioning and all that. And then he texted me like 3 days later. His assistant texted me that, oh, something, he would like to see you. You should come. So I go to text the guy. I'm like, if I don't get an apology, I'm not coming. Because I didn't do anything wrong, And that's kind of how it ended. And because of that, I met 2 other people that had disdain for that guy. And we kind of worked and put stuff out, added to my catalog, to make other people want to say, oh, you did that. I would like to, it's just a domino game. Like, it's just crazy, so that single moment changed. It altered like the trajectory of my life. And I'm really grateful that happened, because I might have been signed to him, stuck there for years, having to cry out on social media that, oh, this guy, what could have happened. But yeah, I'm grateful that happened.
Nice. So I can tell this person.
Please.
I'm joking.
Don't put me in trouble.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
So if you could spend a day, like maybe someone that you've not worked with, who would it be and why?
To spend a day with someone.
Maybe someone you've worked with as well, actually, not to keep it so lean.
I'm thinking of who has like, who we share interests. Okay, I would say Fireboy, because he likes perfumes. He has like taste in design and to some extent, and he's a brilliant songwriter. We kind of relate to a lot of things. I worked with him recently, and he's a cool person. We just tend to talk about a lot, like the most random things, and yeah, that'll be somebody good to hang out with.
Nice. Now that you even said that, is there like something that you've recently worked on that is not out yet that you're excited for? What are you most excited for?
Quite a lot. quite a lot.
Okay. Like quite a lot. Okay. So what's your favorite way to unwind after like a busy day?
I like to cook.
Nice. What do you think you cook the best?
I would say I make good salads. I make great chicken. First off, I make one of the best chicken, like tender chickens, very well marinated. Yeah, that. I go to check out new perfumes, like new releases and all that. I like to go to art galleries. I like to go to restaurants to try out new food, to expand my palate. If you get money, try restaurants, try out different foods. You need to change your life. I promise you, it's a brilliant experience. You go out, the ambiance, it might take forever to bring your food, but it'll be worth it. Yeah.
What's your best restaurant in Lagos?
So I'm a big fan of Asian, cuisines. So I would say Hwahan is my comfort spot. If I want to step it up a bit, I go Sora. If I'm craving ice cream, gelato, or Italian food, I go to Sigusta.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I just figured.
Yeah, Sigusta. Then what other restaurant is outstanding? Well, Cali is outstanding.
Yeah.
They can be.
I thought you'd say Brisk as well.
Well, Brisk, right? It's just because of their kidney to James Diana, the proximity. It just makes it less,
cozy
for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Nice. So what would you say to, someone trying to either like come into the industry as an artist or someone trying to be a producer? What would you say, since you identify talent? I think what you have to say will be quite interesting.
What do I have to say? Be different. Be different, because we're starting to get tired of gimmicks, and in Afrobeat we are slowly beginning to crave good music. Before it was just whatever you do, throw it out there, but right now is we're slowly, oh, we don't like this, no, this is what we like. This person wrote this song well. People are starting to understand that, oh, songs are actually written to be translated into feelings, and if you just make a song 5 minutes, you put it out, it's viral, it won't mean anything anymore in times to come. So be exceptional. Try as much as possible. Find something, even if you sound like somebody else, try to find something
different, at least
something that will give you a little edge, something that will give you some edge. But that's my advice to young aspiring musicians, artists, producers, whatever.
Do you have anything else to say?
You would find purpose eventually.
Sorry, that was deep.
No, eventually you find purpose. If you're praying for anything, don't pray for money, don't pray for oh God, pray that you find purpose, because
I agree.
If you don't find purpose, you won't know what you're doing. You won't be happy, you won't be comfortable, even in your own skin you won't be comfortable. So pray to find purpose.
You found purpose?
I have an image of it.
Okay.
I know what it looks like, but I have not gotten to it. I'm just at that stage, because it's I love music and everything, but there are other things that just pinching, that I should do. So it's I know what I have to do. I might just be lazy about it, but I know what it is. I know what will take me out there into the world more, and once you just keep looking for purpose, look for what makes you happy and what is worthwhile, because you don't want to be stuck doing a job that you don't love for the rest of your life. So just keep trying to find purpose, try new things, learn new things, watch new movies, listen to new music. Those are the outlets to the world. So do that and you'll be fine. That sounds like an ad.
It does.
But do that and you'll be fine. You'll be happier. You'll be more content with life.
So I think we've come to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting to this part of the video. Do not forget to, do you want to do any taglines or?
No tagline.
Okay, so do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow our social media pages as well and stay updated. See you in the next episode. Bye.